here because Karen paid us a lot of money to be here. Wait, did you start it after it was due?
Well, like people see as comp sci, like for example, not taking a shower, which we all kind of.
That's accurate.
Yes, that is accurate.
Drop it.
You're not supposed to say
Oh,
that.
sorry.
What did you say?
What can I have your Instagram?
This
Your
is gonna be
science.
juicy.
Hi, welcome to our channel. It's Kate and Karen. I have two of my lovely guests here, two of my very close friends. So we're going to pan the camera here to Miss Kate, and then we have Mr. Dawson. Kate is studying her applied interactive system designs. I got it correct this time after my third take. Yes, I did. And we have Dawson, who's studying computer science. So now that I've done the introduction, I'm going to put my feet up because I want to be comfy. So can you guys tell me, how do you feel today?
I feel very happy that you got her degree wrong a fourth time. It's
No.
applied computing, interactive systems design.
Same thing.
You always forget the computing part.
It's fine. The audience now knows. How do you feel, Kate, about life?
So great.
Why?
Dude, why do you think she said you got her degree wrong 4 times in a row?
The silent treatment.
Are you mad at me now?
Dude, let's both give her the silent treatment for the whole podcast and give her unusable footage.
You're so mean. Why would you do
I'm
that?
genius.
Our audience would be so bored, though.
True. If I don't talk, there won't be anything entertaining.
That is true. Okay, guys, do you want to tell the lovely audience about yourself?
Not
Apart from my
really.
lovely introduction that I've given you.
Like what context? Like what am I giving?
Like, as in, like, what are you doing in life? Why are you here in this podcast? How are
We're
you
here
associated?
because Karen paid us a lot of money to be here.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sure. Thanks, Dawson. What about you, Kate? How's life?
Well, I was sitting in my car on a work meeting until 5, and then the bat signal from Karen was out there, and I was like, okay. So I ran across campus
Just to
just
see me.
to be here.
Just to be here.
And she wouldn't even let me eat my chicken.
But I gave you coffee in return. You've never had iced coffee. That's what you told him.
She got me something that I've never had ever. With you, I would love so much.
Wait, do you like the iced coffee though? As a person. Wait, what do you mean? Why would you laugh at me like
It's
that?
great, Karen. I love that you got me something. Thank
Yeah.
you.
You're welcome.
It's better than nothing, as
Thanks,
they
guys.
say.
Okay, question though.
Okay.
Since our podcast is like very comp sci, and I think it would be
Is it?
well, as in like it's specifically on us where we
Okay.
all kind of like do something related to comp sci.
Makes sense.
So question would be, how did you guys end up coming into comp sci? Like what made you feel like
I
This is-
applied.
yeah, okay, but what made you feel like this is what I want to do? Is my question. Like for
Do
me,
you want a genuine answer?
yeah, like a genuine answer, yeah.
Like, do you know how I told you this before?
No, you didn't. But the audience doesn't know this.
She didn't even have the audacity to ask me.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, like nobody. Okay, I went to
You
like
got
a
this.
small school, right? And so nobody like wanted to do like comp sci, as far as I know. Like I just took like online classes, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is cool. Nobody else was doing it.
So you did it because no one else was doing it, basically.
Yeah, but like you're also like get a computer, and you feel like you're like hacking the internet. Which
Okay,
you're
wait,
not.
then-
you're just
You're
you're just
really not.
printing "Hello World" on like on a console.
But then, did you guys ever do comp sci in high school though?
I did.
Yes, yeah.
Like both of you did.
in
Yes.
grade 11 and 12,
Oh, it was a horrible experience.
Really?
And
Why?
it made me want to not do comp sci, actually.
yeah. Then why are you?
Then why are
here?
you here?
Flip the coin. It was between this and engineering.
Oh, so you were considering engineering.
Yes, yes.
But then if you studied engineering, which one would you do? Do you know?
Computer engineering.
Oh, both sides of the coin.
Yeah, it was basically the same
So
thing.
you were gonna go into computers anyway.
I mean, the money's good. I saw you could work from home, video games, and then when I got into university, like everything, like companies are doing layoffs like nobody's business. Everyone's sad and depressed.
Yeah, it
And-
definitely seemed like the good choice in
At-
high school.
Yeah, in high school it seemed
Yeah.
great. I got so many compliments from my teachers, like, "Oh, Dawson, you're so smart going to computer science. Computers are the future." And now it's like AI is gonna take all of our jobs.
That's true. Then okay, so you guys wanted to do comp sci before coming into university. Like you were 100% sure that you weren't gonna change into something else.
Like actually I think in like grade 9 I knew I wanted to go into computer science, which is like kind of ridiculous. 'Cause, like,
Then okay, well my question would be then okay, because when I was in high school, in our comp sci, like I don't know what your comp sci kind of looked like, but for us we never did programming. for our comp sci.
What did you
Wait,
do
what'd you
then?
do?
We kind of worked on hardwares, learning about RAMs, learning about like all those things.
Robotics, electronics type stuff.
Yes, but not into too much detail. It was more like, what does the memory do? What's in our computer? We learned about SQL, databases, like basic word processing, Excel, PowerPoint, like that. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So,
Dude, I loved in first year comp sci when the first month was all about Excel. That was like my
were
favorite
you
part
not
of the
using
class.
like Word in like elementary school?
We were, but then for some reason they decided to educate us on like Google Documents and like
Google Docs? Wait a second.
Dude.
What education do you need?
I don't know.
Dude, that's like when in grade 9, after all of us have been using computers, they decided to introduce us a typing course in math class. It's like all of us have already mastered our 2-finger typing speeds at like 120 words a minute. They're trying to get us to use home row. Like, you gotta start that earlier on, I feel.
The thing is, we've learned about all those things, but I feel like it's mainly because in our high school we focused more on pseudocode, so we never focused on like programming languages. So my question for you is, when you guys were in high school, did they ever teach you programming languages, or like did you guys just did what I did, which I suppose is not the case?
Okay, so for me, I can't remember if it was actually grade 11 or grade 10 now, but like computer science, I can't remember if it's 10 or 20. I think I did 10 and 20. I don't think I did 20 and 30. I mean, I did 20 and 30. I don't remember what I did. It's been so long, but I did it twice is all I know.
Back in your day.
The first one, we did Python, all using processing.
Nice.
So we were like drawing like little like robots and stuff.
So then did
With
you
Python.
use like the IDE or like?
Well, like processing is like I wouldn't call it an IDE. It's like a Scratch code editor.
Okay.
Use Scratch?
No, not Scratch. It's like more like a Scratch pad, like notepad.
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
Like it's not a full blown IDE. It's just like no, it wasn't Scratch. But yeah, so there was that, and then at the end of the course, like we made a game.
Okay, what about your comp sci in high school?
Okay, so my teacher in high school, you know, he wanted to, like, even from early on, he wanted to prepare us for industry. So the first, like, kind of thing we did was we wrote algorithms by hand, just a step-by-step instruction on how we came to school. And after that, we got introduced to programming languages. And we got introduced to, like, one of the most versatile, widely used programming languages in the world. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of it. Visual Basic?
No.
Okay, well, it's a really great programming language that you should look up later on. And then after that, COVID hit, and everyone's like, the world's ending, So I didn't finish that class. So then next year, I went on to the senior year, Computer Science 30, and we did Python, and it was fun. It was actually really similar to university, where all that our teacher did was give us a textbook, and each day in class was a work period where we would just read the textbook on our own and program on our own. It was really good.
Actually, that's a good point that I should say is like for my Python class, we were literally given like the textbook for CMPT 140. So literally,
like you said.
Yes, like I had that. Like that was the textbook. So when I say I think it was Comp Sci 20. It was more like CMPT 140.
Okay, I didn't know that.
So
yeah. No.
And your high school was in this province for the both of you? Just for the audience.
But I also took both of these online. So that doesn't really matter.
Okay. So then you guys never found, I also didn't, but just so I want to ask is, did you ever find like Comp Sci 141 and 145 challenging? Because I know some people do find it challenging, especially if they've never studied programming before. I personally did not find it too challenging. 145 a little bit, but 141 no.
The front half of 141 was very comfortable. Like it was just like things that were like I had already kind of done, I was familiar with, so it was like kind of a review. The back half of it gets more like complicated, but yeah, like it wasn't a challenge or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like most university classes where as long as you keep up with the intended workflow and you don't procrastinate everything, it's fine, more or less. I don't know. When it got to like more theory-based stuff, like algorithms and data structures and all that stuff, I was a bit more confused. But past that point, or besides that point, I don't know, it's chill. It's a first-year class.
When you were transitioning from like high school to like university,
Sure.
like what do you think were the main challenges? Like, just like one thing. Like, for me, for example, like, I feel like for me, because I need to balance a lot of time, because, you know, like, I'm obviously international. So
Okay.
I had to balance a lot of time, as in with school, you know, like spending time at home, doing household chores. So for me, that was kind of a challenge because I'm not used to doing multiple things at once. But just from your perspective, though, like, what do you feel is challenging?
I mean, the hardest part about first year was there was this girl I sat beside in my 145 class that was really loud, and to this day she won't stop leaving me alone and dragging me to do her podcasts.
I wonder who she is, you know?
I also do.
I don't know.
I'll
I
probably
didn't know there was another friend you had who was doing a podcast.
Yeah, it's a problem. I attract weirdos.
No. I see. I want to meet that friend someday, you know?
There's this thing called a mirror. It's really cool.
Is your answer the same?
Oh yeah, I changed my answer.
Oh,
I
what?
mean,
Not any Comp Sci class ever. Just Karen.
I mean, I don't know. It was
right there.
It was between
Dude.
that or like moving from a structured to an unstructured environment where I'm in charge of my own learning instead of having teachers looking over me and helping me along that
This
way.
is the first time I've heard Dawson being very serious.
But like that's second place to
Oh.
like being with you, to be honest.
You're mean. Why would you say that
Yeah,
to me?
I was gonna say it too. Like at my school, like we didn't really do much work. Like it's small town school, right? Like it's hard. So you get to university and you like start doing work, but you know,
Oh, okay. I
you
see.
around. How do I do that? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why?
That-
Dude, I'm like the only person like in the friend group who genuinely comes to class till the end. Well, Dawson too, but like,
Really? I remember there were some classes in second
Yeah,
year.
I would
you
never
showed up
skip.
and you're like, I'm skipping class.
No.
And you turned around and walked out, and I'm sitting there by myself because you left.
it was only once that I did this because I was
Was
sleeping
it? Only once?
Once.
Really? Because I recall it was maybe twice.
Okay,
Three
no,
times.
Could have been 4.
Possibly 4.
nah, it was once. Nah, it was once. That's Mari.
Uh,
Oh, Mari's our friend, by the way, in case you need context.
yeah.
Okay, do you know how we met the first time, though?
Yes, I do. Do you?
Yes, I do.
I'd like to know. I'd
Okay,
like
I'll tell you. So we were sitting in, so we had like this flex like thing where there was like a workshop, and then I enter into it, and I think I was a little bit late, right? So everyone was seated.
Classic.
Shut up.
yeah, she was late the first time I met her. I should have
This
saw that
was
as a red flag
this was
already.
foreshadowing.
But you know, I didn't.
But at
see
least I
anything.
came. At least I came. Usually I don't come, so I came.
She usually never came. She usually was a skipper.
I found it very boring. I'm sorry. I'm sure it's great now, though.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I went into the workshop thing and I was late. So then I only found one spot, which I think was next to you. And I was like, sure, I'll just sit next to her. I just don't know her, but sure, I'll sit next to her. I knew that you were part of like my particular
Oh,
group.
you finally know.
No, I knew that you were in it. So then I sat next to you, and then I think the whole workshop went. So then the workshop ended. And you know what I asked her?
Will you be my friend? Please.
No, even lower.
Was it
Even
really?
lower.
Oh shit! Wait, what'd you say?
I was like, wait, did I don't know what I
You
said.
Give me one look the entire time, and you turned to me, and what did you say? What did you say?
Can I have your Instagram?
Yeah.
That is worse. Oh my god.
Like what?
Okay, but you gotta consider.
Okay.
When I was in my first year, okay, I used to live on campus. I still live on campus, but like I used to live closer to like literally on campus, like on campus, like VP.
Oh, okay.
Like
Okay.
how on campus?
On campus, on campus.
Okay,
Like,
you lived closer.
In
We
the
understand.
proximity of the university. Okay, so then I used to live there, and then I don't know. I just had this thing where I was like, oh, I want to socialize with everybody. I was like an extrovert, you know. Now I'm an introvert, though. I think.
I feel like you're still pretty extroverted.
No, I
compared
think
to
I'm
us.
introvert.
Well,
Compared to us?
asking for people's Instagram
At that time, though. Now I
at
don't.
first glance is a little.
Yeah.
But she still gave it to me though, which was a shocker. You could have said
Was
no.
she gonna say no?
No, yeah, you could say no. You could be mean, and you could say no.
Dude, most people all have social anxiety. They're not gonna say no to that.
Okay, yeah.
Do you
that's how
remember what
I
happened after that though?
know. No.
Wait, there's more?
I think there's at one point you asked me like a question for a help on a like 141 assignment. You're like, I'm struggling.
Oh yeah,
Remember when
yeah.
you said 141 was not a challenge? Well,
Yeah. I personally did not find it too challenging.
And you were like, you kept messaging me, and you're like, I need help with this.
Actually,
Yes,
I
because-
remember hearing
no,
you
you gotta
complain
consider.
about this.
You gotta consider, I was taking 5 classes at that time, and then I didn't start
So
that
was I.
assignment. Yeah, no, okay. But
we
I
were
was
both doing that too.
I was taking 200 level classes. Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, because my assignment was due a day before. Anyway, so that's how I started texting.
The day before.
No,
Did you start it after it was due?
No,
Okay.
I started a day before.
Throwing in slip, I see.
For Comp Sci, you're talking about Comp Sci, you started this.
I started the day before. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like by the end of this podcast, everyone's gonna judge me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Such
questions.
is great.
Question is, like, do you ever regret coming into Comp Sci? Or like if
the
you could go
classes
back.
don't make me regret that. The
Okay.
job market a bit sometimes.
Okay.
No, honestly, I don't think through 300 levels are that much more work. I just think it's more focused work.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know, like for our software engineering class where the 3 of us were in that group project, like other than that big group project, there were no other assignments really, were there? I don't think so. And so if you combine like the 12, 13 mini assignments into like one big project, I feel like that's about the amount of work we all put in.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, like I always like third year classes, they get more complicated, but it's like I always kind of just like load balance and like planned less, or like plan to take some classes that have lots of assignments with some that have like only 1 or 2.
yeah, I also did the strat of taking classes during summer
Mhm.
and spring, so that way I wouldn't have to take as many during the regular year.
Because you've done spring and summer Comp Sci classes, do you recommend people to do that, or do you recommend? doing it
I'd recommend maybe doing more elective type humanities stuff.
during spring and summer, or fall
Yeah.
and winter.
Spring and summer, because Comp Sci, any STEM class during spring and summer is a lot because of the lab and just because of like the really fast pace of it.
So do you
Yeah.
feel like you learn less like in spring and summer than fall and winter then? Or
Probably.
You think so?
Probably. Yeah, because I also just put a lot less effort in. I'm gonna be honest.
It's summertime, right?
It's summertime. I don't want to be inside on my computer writing my essay about indigenous governments.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to go out and drink a Celsius.
Well then, okay, since you've mentioned like job market, right?
Mhm.
And because we have like an internship program like in
Yeah.
Comp Sci, like for those of you who don't know, we have like an internship program in the computer science department. So
Crazy. They couldn't have figured that out from the title.
guys. So then, okay, because there's like an internship program, we know the job market is bad. Do you recommend people to do an internship
Yes.
at all?
Yes. Oh my God. That's the only way you're gonna break in is with experience. Well, not the only way. It's gonna be one of the better ways to break in is with experience.
Mhm.
Like, I don't know. Think about it. Like, currently, I'm not in the internship program. You are.
Yeah, we're just gonna be
If we both
I'm
graduated,
sitting here with an internship.
I know,
I'm, like,
it-
I'm curious on what you're
yeah, no.
saying.
If we both graduate, someone with like 2 internships under her belt versus me that currently has none, if that continues, you're gonna be a bit more hireable, low
Yeah,
key.
like,
Especially
I was working
when
on
you
the
especially
Apple
when you
ones.
write on like, oh yeah, by the way, guys, my first internship was at Amazon,
Okay.
so that's pretty cool.
So like if you okay, well because you've done your Amazon thing in before your second year.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Summer after first year.
Okay, then if now you were to go back, or if you look back at your experience, what do you think you would have done to maybe make your experience better? Like what would you think would be important to learn before your job?
Avoid you, probably.
Like
What should I do?
like for internships in general, or like
No, just your like Amazon one and the one you're currently doing.
like it's hard to gauge because when I did Amazon, it was only after my first year, and we only took 2 comp sci classes in first year, so like you barely did anything. So I was learning more at that job than I could even like fathom, to the point where like you just didn't take it all in.
Mhm.
So like if you enjoy comp sci in your spare time, yeah, like for sure, like learn Python and Java and then go up from there.
Build
but-
some projects.
But if you're
Yeah.
just taking the school route, like I genuinely would, yeah, if you haven't a lot of projects or like experience under your belt, you're more probably beneficial to just take some personal learning early on,
Mm-hmm.
like before doing an internship. I mean, you can, like it's great to just go into the fire and like see what you learn. But
Yeah.
Anyways, enough about me. So we want to hear
About
about
me? Okay, hi. What do you
So
want to know about me?
self-absorbed. No.
Self-absorbed? No.
You brought 2 people here, and all you want to talk about.
Okay, no, you can ask me questions. What do you want to ask me?
I
It's
don't
meant to be
I don't have a
conversational.
laptop in front of me.
I don't have questions on it though. It's blank screen.
What?
It's literally blank screen. There's nothing on it.
Earlier,
There's nothing on it.
earlier it had
Earlier
her
it
to-do
had,
list
but now it's
to bring us
natural.
coffee and other things.
So, okay, since we've all been in CSSS, so CSSS is our
This is gonna be
computer
juicy.
science student society. Would you recommend first years to be part of the club? But imagine yourself not being part of the club, as in like executive members, just being part of the club in general. Would you then recommend people?
Well, that was most of my tenure. If you guys remember, before I joined the executive team, I lost like 4 elections in a row.
Okay, that's
So
true. But he's the vice president now, though. So
I am.
So
we
it's an
stay with
inspiring
me.
story.
It's a question for you because you convinced me to run, and then
Yeah,
you ran, and
yeah.
we both were executives before
Yeah.
the guy
Yeah.
who initially wanted to be on it.
Yeah,
even
I
was
convinced
there.
both of them to run. They both beat me to it.
I don't know how I came into it though.
Yeah.
I don't know either. You didn't say anything. You didn't tell anyone, and then you ran,
Yeah.
and
Well,
then it pissed him
she-
off a lot
Oh, really?
because you got it. And
Oh,
Oh yeah, that was
You were
annoying.
pissed off because I got
I
it?
was so angry.
Why?
Like, you could call me Bruce Banner. I was just so mad
Dude,
at you.
that's mean. Why would you do that? But you know the first
Sure.
banquet though, because I think Kate didn't come, and because you were not part of the team at that time. I was so like, as in bored, because I didn't know anybody. But then eventually, at the end of it, I became friends with quite a few executive people, and then I felt more comfortable. But
Yeah, I would say that people should just join as many,
I'm gonna cut that.
or as, wow.
No,
The second I start talking about a cut is crazy.
No,
no, cut
She was
her
like,
facial
I became more
expression.
comfortable. Teacher Blast was like, did you? It's like,
Yeah, that's why she left.
yeah, can we talk about the fact when you left? You left us? Why did you
Okay.
bring this up when you left? Yeah,
Wow.
what are your thoughts if you left?
We're gonna cut
Actually,
this. Chop, chop. No, I love CSSS. It's great. It's just that I
That's
feel
why
like
you left.
I feel like there could be more
are you
better.
still saying Comp Sci? I'm not so sure anymore.
I just feel like people can do a better job than me. Like John would be a
Yeah,
great tutor.
actually, that does make sense. I agree with you.
Yeah, you did ask me to help you count so many times.
You're getting the art
You can have
director to
John
help you
now.
out.
Yeah, like
I don't know.
people gotta do their own jobs.
Yeah.
Well, you helped me though.
I was picking up coins from under the fridge. That's the kind of help that you needed.
Yeah.
Well, okay, it was a good treasure though. You can accept that.
Remember how, like, at the beginning of this year, we were like thousands of dollars in the hole or something?
That's not because of me.
You're the treasurer. You
It's
handle the
because-
finances.
It's
Yeah, you
because
should
of
be
the
saying,
event.
"Oh, we
No,
can't
the
spend it."
banquet director. He didn't do a good budgeting. We blame for this.
Yeah, just out him.
We're gonna chop this. No names.
You can also
can
just
chop
bleep
from
it.
So that, like,
I mean, I say chop, but I'm not gonna chop it. You know, so like.
Yeah, we know. You're making chop it.
you're not supposed to say
Oh,
that.
sorry. Bleep me out. Yeah, you know
How
you're
did you
making.
chop this? Dawson!
I didn't know.
You're not meant to say it.
Not bad. You can chop it.
You didn't give us.
Chop, chop.
You didn't give us a list of things. Can I
Yeah.
have a 5-second?
I signed
We need
no
a 5
contract.
second
chop silence.
Yeah, chop, chop.
The chop hose. Am I right, guys?
Okay, we're back. Hi.
Okay.
Okay, I.
Clubs are
You guys
awesome.
didn't answer my question, but
I was
sure.
about to, and then you interrupted
Oh,
me saying
sorry.
you're going to cut it.
Okay, yes. What do you feel about the CSSS?
I think just clubs in general are great to join. Like, they're like one of the better ways to get like A, you know, connections, B, friends, C, projects under your belt. You know, like if it's not like a student government, student society type thing, there's a lot of clubs in Comp Sci. Like there's gonna be stuff for AI and cybersecurity and game development and web development and all these other things because you know it's such a multifaceted discipline that you can find something you're interested in probably, and if nothing interests you, you might want to switch your major low key. Yeah, I don't know. I think any experience like that is good, especially like some sort of executive position because you could like brag about that one. But anything where you're doing something and involved, I think just will enrich the university experience if you're able to. Obviously, if you have to like work a job to survive instead, that's probably better. Unless you'd rather die and be in a club, that's up to you. But yeah,
I like how you're like funny, but like you have such a serious face on yourself.
I'm just awesome.
Sure. Okay, guys. Well, okay. We're almost about to wrap up here. So I just have like a few questions, which I feel like, people kind of see it as rumors of Comp Sci. For example, like people see as Comp Sci, like, for example, not taking a shower, which we all kind of.
That's accurate.
Yes, that is accurate. But I was gonna.
I shower. I don't know about you two.
It's like a weekly thing.
I gotta leave it like.
Dude, no, I shower too, but I'm talking about people in Sphinx.
Like after I offended you.
I don't know.
I do shower, I swear.
You walk through Sphinx and you wonder who showers. To be
Yeah.
honest.
I wonder if you shower.
I do. Of course I do. Don't you?
What?
Don't
Yes,
you?
I do.
I'm questioning you.
Every month,
Every month.
without fail.
Not every day.
That's too much.
Too much.
Like if you shampoo every day, like that's bad for your hair or something. I don't
Sure.
know. I saw a YouTube short on that. So
You don't wash your hair every day? Sorry, we're getting sidetracked. We're getting sidetracked.
go back to your actual question.
Yeah, sorry. Okay, the second rumor is usually seen as like Comp Sci is kind of like a place where you have very low chances of getting a job after you graduate. What do you feel about that?
Well, I'm not graduated yet, so I don't know.
But do you kind of see it as a problem for yourself?
Ooh, I think that the job market thing is all. I hope maybe this is just a huge copium, but I think that it's a bit overhyped. Because like when a lot of layoffs were happening, it happened after like a big boom in the market. Because there's like, I don't know if you guys remember, there's like this global pandemic that happened, which means everyone was inside all day, which meant a whole lot more tech innovation and people using tech. Naturally, that meant more money, which meant more people to work to create more product. Once that kind of stopped being a big deal, the companies weren't making as much money, ergo they needed to lay people off. So I assume like there was like a spike, but it's still going to continue to grow at like the rate it would beforehand after like the big dip, like jump and drop. That's my hope. If I'm wrong, then like if you see me on the streets, give me some change, please.
Well, but you're doing political studies too, so you could like kind of divert into that.
I'll change to being a lawyer on the streets.
Oh, okay, I like that. So what about you?
Like realistically, the world's all technical, so I don't think there's gonna be like ever like not enough comp sci jobs. I think it's just that a lot of people are now in comp sci or join computer science under the mentality of I'm gonna work for a FANG company.
Yeah.
Says the person that worked at FANG company.
Yeah, like good points, but like I'm just saying, not a lot of people get there, and of course, like FANG, like I don't know, it's only a handful of companies that are like have so many people, and they're realistically gonna lay off people like as they need and a lot and frequently. So.
Okay, but here's the thing:
If
because there's so many people in Comp Sci, and
that's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of people, but the number of jobs you have is relatively lower. Don't you see that as being a competitive
But
thing?
I don't think it's lower. Like every company, realistically, in this day and age, is gonna need somebody on their team in tech or who knows AI or who IT help.
But if you compare Comp Sci with other departments in the university, don't you feel Comp Sci has the largest number of students?
Like yeah, but
So in that sense, don't you find it competitive?
I don't know. I didn't really need a good average to get in.
It's not. I think it's just people are all looking for jobs in the same places. Is why it's competitive.
So we're just going to wrap up here. So just for our audience, if you kind of wanted to give an advice to anybody who's going to study Comp Sci really soon, or who might be considering to take Comp Sci in the future, what do you have as like one piece of advice that you want to give to anybody who's maybe entering first year of university, except for the fact that don't study Comp Sci, apart from that?
Try your best. And keep a positive mindset and know that everyone else is flailing too.
Okay.
I'm blanking. The question was inspiration.
Like, as in, like, what advice would you give to anybody who's joining to university to study Comp Sci?
University.
Yeah. Doesn't have to be technical.
You
Can we
slow
just like
look into the camera and be like, zoom in. Really think about it and think about it. No, but actually,
She told me I couldn't say don't.
okay, but actually though, like, just if you find something that you want to do, it doesn't have to be comp sci. Just like do what you want to do with your life and find something that's actually gonna like make people's lives better and people
I'm just doing
I
this for the
trust.
money.
Okay.
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 Somebody's gonna get a talk later about changing.
Okay, well,
Somebody's
guys,
gonna be watching this podcast.
yeah, I wonder, like, you're probably gonna get like a message or like a DM on your Instagram being like, "Are you sure you're in Comp Sci for money?" Anyways, with that, we're just going to be ending over here with our two lovely, lovely guests, and we'd like to thank them for being in our podcast here, our first podcast, and we really hope that you kind of like enjoyed this experience. And
Yeah.
if you ever have questions for our two lovely guests, feel free to mention it in the comment section below. Our guests would be very dedicated to reply to
I'm
those.
not gonna reply to anyone of you.
I can
Yeah.
reply on your behalf, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pass it to them.
Yeah. You know my PayPal, right? My
Yes,
fee. Okay, good.
I'll pay you more. Don't worry.
Than me?
Well, if
Yeah.
you reply to
Have
the
you ever
comments,
heard of
sure.
like the gender pay gap?
Anyways, with that, guys, we're going to end the podcast here, and I will see you in the next episode.
You did it.